started with chalk dust on his hands and an English textbook in his backpack. Today, his name echoes across continents, a symbol of modern Asia's rise from modest streets to glass towers. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, turned a small apartment into a digital dynasty worth billions. And though he's known for humility and wisdom, his world is surrounded by quiet, timeless luxury, a life where tradition meets technology and peace meets power. Jack Ma's fortune once peaked above $40 billion, but his truest wealth is measured in freedom, the kind that allows him to disappear from the spotlight and live among mountains, art, and serenity. Homes of the silent billionaire. In the heart of Hangzhou, China, where Alibaba was born, Jack Ma's main residence feels more like a Zen temple than a billionaire mansion. The estate blends into the bamboo hills, sprawling pavilions, koi ponds, curved bridges, and lantern-lit courtyards. His home doesn't shout wealth, it whispers harmony. Stone pathways wind through bonsai gardens. Inside, antique wooden beams contrast with invisible smart home systems. Every wall carries hand-painted calligraphy, some written by Ma himself. The master suite overlooks West Lake, its waters reflecting moonlight through paper screen windows. This house isn't built to impress, it's built to breathe. But behind the peace lies scale. The property includes a private tea house, an underground wine cellar, an art studio, and a 10-car subterranean garage. There's also a hidden control room, not for security, but for managing environmental systems powered by solar panels and recycled water streams. When he steps outside, it's not to marble gates, but to nature. The smell of cedar, the sound of temple bells in the distance, and the view of rolling green hills. That's where Jack Ma begins his day. Thousands of miles away in Tokyo, Japan, he owns another retreat, an elegant minimalist mansion in a neighborhood known for its privacy and prestige. Designed by a Japanese architect, the home's interior fuses glass, wood, and stone into a poetic rhythm of balance. Here he studies, paints, and practices meditation. The walls are lined with ink scrolls, the floors with tatami, and the rooms with silence. In Hong Kong, he owns a $193 million mansion overlooking Victoria Peak, one of the city's most expensive properties. The view stretches across the glittering skyline to the South China Sea. Inside, Italian marble meets Asian art. Each level features glass balconies, personal gyms, spa rooms, and even an indoor waterfall. The scent of sandalwood mixes with ocean breeze, a blend of serenity and power. And in Sydney, Australia, Ma owns a 1,400-acre estate, a blend of vineyard, ranch, and wildlife reserve. The property, once known as Brindabella Station, features rolling hills, horse stables, and a private lake. It's a sanctuary for a man who built his empire in screens and servers but now seeks peace among earth and wind. Travel of the modern sage. When Jack Ma travels, his presence is felt but rarely seen. He flies aboard a Gulfstream 650, one of the fastest and most luxurious private jets on Earth, valued at $65 million. The jet's cabin is fitted in pale bamboo veneer, custom designed by Ma's own interior team. Inside are only 8 seats, wide, soft, and arranged for conversation rather than comfort. He doesn't fill the jet with gold, he fills it with quiet. On longer journeys, he is accompanied by only 2 aides, a laptop, and a notebook. The meals on board are prepared by his personal chef and are strictly organic: green tea, fish, rice, and fruit. The jet isn't a display of status, it's a meditation space at 40,000 feet. At sea, he owns a yacht moored near Hainan Island, subtle but stunning. The vessel, lined with warm teak and glowing lanterns, sails quietly across turquoise water. Inside, the decor mixes modern European design with old Chinese philosophy: curved walls, low seating, and soft golden light. On board, he reads poetry and plays Go with guests. His yacht isn't built for parties, it's built for peace. The cars, the taste, the aesthetic. Unlike the Western billionaires who collect Bugattis and Ferraris, Jack Ma drives modestly. In China, he's often seen in a BMW 760 Li, a Maybach 62S, or a Rowe electric sedan. Comfortable, quiet, and discreet. His philosophy is simple. Cars should move you, not define you. His watch collection, however, is another story. On his wrist, you'll find an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, a Patek Philippe Calatrava, and a Vacheron Constantin Patrimony. Not diamond-studded, but chosen for craftsmanship and legacy. Every timepiece tells time the way he tells stories, elegantly, precisely, and without waste. His wardrobe mirrors the same pattern. At public events, he wears sharp Italian suits in neutral colors. But in private, his clothes are hand-woven linens and soft cottons, simple robes inspired by Chinese scholars of old. His favorite footwear, cloth slippers, comfortable, silent, timeless. Inside his closets, you won't find excess, you'll find balance. A small section is dedicated to traditional Chinese outfits worn for festivals, embroidered with dragons and calligraphy. Another section holds designer pieces from Zegna, Brioni, and Giorgio Armani, modern armor for boardrooms and banquets. The hidden world of art and serenity. Jack Ma is a collector of moments, not just masterpieces. Yet his art collection rivals that of national museums. Inside his Hangzhou estate hangs priceless calligraphy by Wang Shiji, sculptures from the Tang Dynasty, and modern abstract works by Chinese and Japanese masters. He also collects antique tea sets, hundreds of them, each piece hand-forged and centuries old. In his tea house, he hosts scholars and monks, serving rare teas grown in his private plantations near Hangzhou. Each ceremony lasts hours, each gesture deliberate. In recent years, he has turned from technology to philosophy. He practices Tai Chi, often with masters in the mountains of Anhui Province. He paints watercolors, writes haikus, and studies Zen Buddhism. His idea of success has changed, from numbers to nature, from clicks to calm. The billionaire who vanished and reappeared by choice. In 2020, after retreating from the spotlight, Jack Ma disappeared from public view. Rumors spread, exile, pressure, silence. But those who knew him understood. He hadn't vanished from life. He'd retreated into luxury of the rarest kind, privacy. He began living between Japan and China, focusing on teaching, farming, and art. His Japanese friends say he spends evenings cooking, reading, and studying marine ecology. His homes are filled with bonsai trees and classical music. No cameras, no headlines, just air and time. His days follow the rhythm of the seasons. Morning meditation, afternoon tea, evening study. His personal chef prepares macrobiotic meals. He walks barefoot through gardens of moss and stone, talking to monks, learning from silence. For a man who once built the busiest digital empire on Earth, his new empire is simplicity. Legacy of mindful wealth. Jack Ma's definition of luxury has always been different. It's not the size of the house or the brand of the suit, it's the freedom to choose silence over noise. Yet every detail of his world, the homes, the art, the gardens, the aircraft, radiates a quiet perfection. In philanthropy, he remains deeply active. Through the Jack Ma Foundation, he funds education across rural China and Africa, supports environmental restoration projects, and sponsors young entrepreneurs. He often visits schools in person, sitting among children, teaching English, and telling stories of resilience. His global network, and from business icons to heads of state, still revolves around him, but his personal circle has narrowed to a few trusted friends and monks. He no longer seeks applause, he seeks alignment. The calm. After the storm. At night, in his Hangzhou home, Jack Ma walks through lantern-lit gardens, the koi rippling in moonlight. The sound of bamboo leaves brushing the wind fills the air. He sits by the lake, cup of tea in hand, watching his reflection dance in the water. He has built companies, inspired nations, and created thousands of millionaires. Yet the empire he cherishes most now is internal: peace, discipline, and wisdom. His world isn't about excess. It's about mastery, the ability to own everything and still want nothing. Jack Ma doesn't wear luxury. He lives it, through elegance, stillness, and the rare freedom of a man who has already conquered everything worth conquering.